Hello all, Arigato in the garden again. These are pots from, well, most of them are pots from the apartment that we had before we moved up here to our new house. Down here in the bag are several beans, along with a celery root, or celery stalk, I guess. What's in here is what is left of an azalea. Grew, flowered pretty well, and kind of is, well, dying now. Along with, I think those are lettuces that were sowed several years ago. Have finally just come up. Some radishes, or a radish. Badly hit by slugs and snails and caterpillars. Was that a snail right there? Yep, that's a snail. Goodbye. And then we've got here a tomato. Looking a lot better than it was back in the apartment. However, I don't think it's going to flower. It flowered about a year ago, and it's just probably never going to do so again. Determinate tomatoes just don't do that. In here, this is a new pot, purchased just a couple of days ago, and actually should have been in the last video. Down in the bottom of that container are 2 potatoes. Seed potatoes. They were, well, not properly seed potatoes, but they were starting to sprout just a little bit, and are planted with the green ends up. So hopefully they will come up pretty well. They're over there because that gets much better sunlight. Back to the main garden area. Here you can see the beans are doing fairly well. I've actually got 2 confirmed corn. One on the right there, and one on the left in that little clump. Bean 1 here, I just actually thinned a little his slightly more stumpy brother out. Pretty sure I've got 2 beans there. I'll have to thin one when one looks better than the other. And doesn't look like much is coming up there, but the bean is coming up, so that's something at least. Think that is something I wanted. Most likely that's the beans again, or possibly the squash. I hope it is. What you see here, zoom in just a little bit, we've got a bok choy root. It's been soaking for about a day and a half, and a Napa cabbage root, also soaking for about a day and a half. Came out here this morning and just gave the whole garden a bit of a spray. Not much necessary though. It's supposed to rain today, but, well, start at the base here, go all the way up. You can see, zoom all the way back out, this pecan covers basically the entire backyard. So not a lot of rain actually gets down hard. It does eventually come through, but it doesn't come down hard. And then we have this little thing right here. I think it's another pecan. The leaves look fairly similar, so, and the trunks are of a similar type. Have to get this one cut back pretty bad because it's through the power cables. I keep meaning to call the power company. And then behind us we actually have another tree there, completely different type. One thing I do like about living in this area, all the trees. So that's really nice. Alright, so that's the main garden. It's only been 2 days, 3 days now since we planted out this section here. Alrighty, and here we are at the front door. Hi, front door. So, the previous owners left a lot of bricks and these scalloped pieces of concrete here. Now, these aren't mortared in like they really should be, but they fit together pretty well, and I'm not getting any dirt falling through or anything like that. And it will let a little bit of moisture out. Obviously put one in back there so that the dirt's not directly up against the wood. So that'll help a little bit. Gonna have some problems with water. The leftover peat and some compost went in here, got mixed a little bit. Not nearly as well as it probably should have been, but still got mixed somewhat. And across the top is a whole bunch of wildflowers. 20 odd flower blend just scattered over the entire surface. This side will get similar treatment in terms of soil composition, probably a little bit less peaty and probably a little bit more rich, but I think I'm going to do some strawberries on that side. Not sure what quite yet, but a fairly serious question. As you can see, I got snails all the way up and down and across and around and across, and quite frankly, they cover a very good chunk of the building. So, my question to all you YouTubers out there: how do you get rid of snails? I know I could lay down a line of salt and that would do a pretty good number on, well, quite a few of these, and that would be fairly clean in terms of chemical purposes, but I understand it's a very, very nasty way to kill things. Plus, it'd probably do a pretty nasty number to the wood and to the grass nearby. And that's assuming it doesn't just leach right away and disappear. So, how precisely do I get rid of all these snails? I'll leave it up to you. Give me a comment in below. Thanks.